Okay, thank you very much. Sorry, disconnected. And then going to next, chapter 2. So the 3 points I can show you today. 4 points actually, 4 points I can show you today through Master's lecture. 1, the first realization I mean Master Okawa, I gained around the age of 20 was this. There is only one way to outdo people who are smarter than you. So he's telling that. And the second point, the advantage of paper books that ebooks do not have. Yes, many people now enjoy the ebooks, but that is inferior than paper books. Paper books is superior than ebooks. Do you think so? Okay. And then aim to read 2,000 books a year. I talked about how you can become a millionaire in the years to come. So then I'd like to emphasize those points. Many other points, but I pick up 4 points there. And then regarding first one, the first realization I gained around the age of 20 was this. There is only one way to outdo people who are smarter than you. Let's watch Master's lecture first.
まあ、パワーアップやインテレクチャルストレングですよね、まあ、英語で言えばね。だから、あなたの、知的な強さを、さらに増強するにはというところでしょうかね。で、20歳前後で、最初に得た悟りの一つとして、言えることはね、能力的に差があると感じられるぐらいに、かつ方法は一つしかないというのを、分かります。かつ方法は、頭にちょっと差はあるかもしれないと。それは違うからね。優秀なこれから生まれていることを、5年のこれから生まれていることは、たまたま熱を勉強するぐらいありますから、もちろんこれ違うかもしれないけど、かつ方法は一つだけな。それは何かというと、他の人で言うとですね、本を上にどんどんことで書けるらしいということが分かったんですね。結局、一定量知識の量に差がつくとですね、勝てなくなるポイントがあるんですが、科学的に、例えばその勝てなくなる地点があるんですよね。ちょっとの差ぐらいだったら頭のいい人の方が切れ味がよくなるんですが、一定の量以上勉強に差がつけると、知識の差をつけると、ひっくり返らなくなる地点があるらしいというのが分かってきたんですね。で、その地点まで到達するのに、理科系のあるいは数学や物理なんか世界で多少知識の量と違うものがあるかもしれないとは思うんですけれども、一般教養とか、いわゆる文化系的な学問とかの領域であれば、おそらく10年ぐらいの蓄積の差があれば、もうひっくり返らないという、力的な逆転しないという地点があるということは自分に分かりました。だから、頭が悪いと思ったら、本を読むことが一番大事だと思いますね。本を読んで、最初は劣等感を持っているかもしれませんが、読んで知識が増えているうちに、その劣等感が面白いで、別の何かですね、人と競争して、自分が踊ってるなんてことを考えていた時間から、勉強そのものがだんだん没頭していっている時間というものを発見しているようになるだろうと思いますね。だから自分 自分自身の戦いにしか少ない。人との戦いじゃないですね。自分自身の戦いで、自分がその方面の勉強についてどこまでこう要求していくか、どこまで求めていくかというところですね。これがやはり、実力が出てくるということになります。で、若い頃は、
Okay, thank you. This is a very important point that can change your life. Okay, many people think that nowadays books are very just a waste, and then it is difficult to read because I have no time to read. But Master Okawa already did hundreds, thousands of titles books. So he said, if you think you are not smart enough, it is essential to read books. This is the conclusion. He said, essential. Read books. And then, in the beginning, you may feel a sense of inferiority, but as you read more books and gain more knowledge, that feeling will gradually fade. Yes. This is why you have an inferior complex, because you don't read the books. That is his definition. So, to destroy and delete your inferior complex, then before you realize it, you will find yourself being absorbed in the study itself. You will find yourself being absorbed in the study itself, even though you may previously have been fitting over how inferior you are in competition with others. So, forget everything. The focus on the study. Then you can stop, compare with others, or what they say, what he says, what she says. You can forget whenever you read books and study it, try to absorb it. Because humankind cannot think two things at the same time. Then, in fact, this is nothing but a battle against yourself, not others. Maybe some people insult you, or you could not pass the test of the university or high school, something like that. Or you cannot graduate high school or drop out from college or something. But as long as you can feel, I'm developing now, I'm going to closer to God, you can forget inferior complex. That will happen. So that's why this is nothing but a battle against yourself. This is a great definition. So, sorry. Therefore, you are not fighting against others but against yourself. The question is how much you will demand from yourself in deepening your study, or how much you will pursue your studies. When you feel something inferior complex, just focus on the study. Then, if you continue that way 2 or 3 years, you realize that you can stop the comparing with others and focus on your development. Then, this endeavor will work to develop your abilities. Work to develop your abilities. So, whenever you feel my abilities expanding, being closer to God, you can feel relief and happiness. So, not to compare with others, but compare with yesterday's yourself. That is a quote from Master Okawa. So, and then going to second point. The advantage of paper books that ebooks do not have. Let's listen to the Master Ryuho.
若い頃は今度だから本を買うお金とやっぱり置く場所の問題と時間の問題、お金と場所と時間、この3つで随分悩みましたね。なんかこれを拡張することができないというか、他の人よりも他条とも有利な立場を立てないで、今 ますね。今だったら iPad とかあって、電子書籍で読めるから、楽で、もう蔵書いらないのかもしれない。誰で読んだらいらないのかもしれないけど、まあ、あれはあれで、まあ、本を置き換えない人にとっては非常に自由な、まあ、内容である方がいいと思いますけど、弱点も明らかにありますよね。何が弱点かというと、やっぱ、本にとって一番大きな、重要な魅力はですね、持っていったらこう何十年経っても使える部分とですね、で、読み込んだ本で自分が実際に赤線を引いて持っている本というのの魅力っていうのはかなり大きいんですよ。1回目読むのに、まあ、何時間かかるか皆さん知りませんけれども、まあ、200ページの本を読むのに、まあ、例えば、1回目読むのに何時間かかった、まあ、3時間、3時間かかったとしましても、それで赤線を引いてこう読みますとね、2回目読むときには、急ぎしたくて赤線のところだけ読んでいくと、もう所要時間は10分の1ぐらいで、大体その本の要点、まあ、マスター可能なんですね。10分の1ぐらいは十分ですね。さらに、2回目、3回目と繰り返してみると、その赤線引いた中のオーバーラインを引いたり、上に赤丸につけた20万をつけたりですね。あるいはマーカーですね。マーカーの黄色だとか青だとか、まあ、赤だとかマーカーを引いたり、あるいは付箋ペンがですね、色がついて付箋につけて、自分なりにこの、印ですね、重要度を書いた、マーカーと付箋を貼っていくと、まあ、受験の参考書の勉強の仕方と似てくるかもしれませんけれども、さらにその時間を節約することが可能になっているわけですね。だから、1回目の何時間もかかって、あるいは本によっては10時間以上かかっているのもあると思いますけれども、2回目、3回目、あるいはなんか仕事で使おうとかいう感じになってきますと、なんか短時間で全体、そのまま一冊はどういうことを見てたかというと、さっとマスターできるとメリットがあるんですね。だから、まあ、iPad を別に否定はしてませんけどね、否定はしてませんけども、本にはそういう効用があるということを知っておいた方がいいですよということですね。だから、私の役に立った本のほとんどはですね、1回しか読んでない本ではなくて、繰り返して読んだ方がいいです。繰り返して何度か読んだりになると、やっぱり仕事で使えるレベルまではいかないことが多いですね。まあ、最低でも3回ぐらい読んでないと、身についてないことが多いですね。多い本だったらやっぱり10回ぐらい読んでるものがございます。そうするともう、大体暗記してるんですよね。重要なところについては暗記してるから、まあ、自由に使える状態になってくるんですね。これが便利です。私も説法してますけど、メモ全然見てませんでしょ。だから、自分が記憶しているもの以外は使わないという方針なんですけど、頭に残らないのは、所詮、ご縁がないか、いらないか、どっちかですね。本当に大事なことは頭に残るだけだということで、何回も頭に残らないものを覚える必要がないという考えですね。だから、喋っていることは、全部、何らかを参照にする場合は頭に入っているものを前提にしています。で、繰り返し読んで精読する場合のやはりメリットというのは、年数を書いて、読む年数を書いてみると、こちら成長してますので、その間に成長しているので、読み方が変わってくるんですね。だから作者の年齢を大抵の場合、自分よりも上のことが多いですから、何でしたか上のことが多いので、知っていることがどんどん増えていくと、読み返していくと、だんだんに、前認めなかったところが最後に認めてくるんですね。それから他の本も読んでくると、実はこの作者が言ってることは誰それがこういうところを言ってるやつを上手に引用して喋ってるとかいうことも分かってきたりもするわけですね。そういうふうな細部に当たるところまで見取れるようになっているところが読書の醍醐味の一つですね。人生の目標の一つとして、ある種の言い方では、一生で、繰り返して読むべき本というか、愛読書というようなものを500冊作るから、かなりの教養人だという方もいらっしゃいます。500冊繰り返してもいい。 だから、そういう教育、なかなか500冊確かに繰り返してみるのは、作れません。そんなに、新しいものも忙しいですからね。1回目読むのが忙しいですから、繰り返してみるのがそんなにはあるものではありませんですが、年を置いて繰り返してみるのが、それだったら一流の教養と読書家と言えるというふうに言いますね。繰り返しに読める本を探すために本をたくさん読まなきゃいけないという逆説があるのではあるんですね。そういうことが言えると思います。似たようなことは英語でも言えるんですよ。英語の本でも、赤線を引いて読んでる場合は、それを赤線のところでさーっと流してみれば、やっぱり原本の10分の1、あるいはもっと何十分の1の時間で、一冊の概要を大体3分できますね。だから、簡単に概要を使うことができるので、非常に本を所有しているということが大事なことであるというふうに。
Thank you very much. Well, second point. I will pick up some points, okay? And then, still you may wondering why reading books is so important. Because one book contains the wisdom one greater guy than us, one greater guy than us can provide a lot of wisdoms to us. Share only like 10 pounds, 12 pounds, or 40 pounds, something like that. And then within 2 or 3 hours, we can get it. So that's why you can experience many things in this world, but you can gain others' wisdom within 2 or 3 hours. That's why this is very important to read books. Of course, junk books like magazines or newspapers, yeah, you can read it as information, but that doesn't become like wisdom. So, very good book written by very great people. You can pick up in the bookstore, especially in the case of Master Ryuho Okawa books. He says the contents of the master's books can have the 10 times as other books. So, and then this is full of wisdom. Anyway, the greatest advantage about paper books is that books you read and reread can still be beneficial decades later. Yes, if you have books, then you can store in your bookshelves. You can read it again and again. But in the case of the e-books, it's very difficult to do. Yes, if you try, you can do it. But most of all of them, you can forget. So that's why paper books still have an advantage than other books. So there is a great power in having books you have underlined with your own hand. Most of the books that I found to be beneficial were the ones I read not just once, but over and over again. Even the case of Master Ryuho Okawa, he said at least 500 favorite books, not merely books. Or this is the point. If you say, yeah, I have 500 books, and I already read through once, it's not enough at all. If you say, these are my favorite books, more than 500, you can say, I'm intelligent. So, because if you read those books again, he said at least 3 times, that becomes your wisdom. So, this is an easier way, I think, to get wisdom in this world. You cannot effectively use the ideas you gain from books in your work unless you read them repeatedly, right? If you read it through just once, you will forget it within 3 days. So that is a reality. But you read it repeatedly, gradually, you can get wisdom. And then, in most cases, you need to read books at least 3 times to assimilate the ideas. 3 times at least. That's why, I don't know how many times you read this book, Those of Messiah. English version or Japanese version. How many times you read it? I don't know. But if you read it through just 1 or 2 times, then you can say which is the point you recommend, like that. So at least you recommend. Then we try to spread this kyoten, at least 10,000 people. To do so, we need to explain the contents of this book in your words. Of course, in English. Then they can be amazed by that. But if you say something like a common point of this book, it cannot be amazed by others. So it cannot make others amazed. So that's why I strongly recommend you read this through every time. Then, in my case, this kind of long series, once a year published, my motto is, precept is at least 100 times a year, in a year. Then, otherwise, I cannot tell without any papers or memos. Okay. Through this, from January and so far today, I already did 24 times already. Of course, Japanese version, but so that I can read the English version also very well. Already I read 3 times. This one. To Japanese version 24 times, and this English version 3 times already. But anyway, so and then to tell the truth, that is very important to understand this context. I suggest you at least 10 times. So, okay, anyway, there was a man who stated something along the lines of you can be a truly knowledgeable and a cultural person if you read 500 favorite books repeatedly in your lifetime. So this should be one of your goals of life. Again, not 500 books, 500 favorite books. You already repeatedly read that books at least 3 times, underlined and sticky and something like that. So if you have those books, more than 500 titles books, you can say, I am a knowledgeable and a cultured person. Otherwise, maybe you can be said like, oh, he's like an animal, like that, or just surviving in this world, thinking of foods and the opposite sex or something like that. All right? Be careful. This is the point. Separate, tell humankind from animals. Then you can be a very, very, very creative person because you already get many like source from other wisdom. Wow. aim to read 2,000 books a year. Don't you believe in that? That actually Master Okawa practice every year. And then some of them, his favorite books, he repeatedly read it. Many books a day. I cannot calculate. 2,000 divided by 360. How many?
6 books a day.
6
books a day.
6 books a day. Okay, great. Okay, listen to his message.
私は現在どんな感じかと言いますと、本を読んでる時間はそんなに長くはないと思います。ただ、読んだ本の名前と日付と名前はずっと記録して、毎年手帳に、書いてありますし、カレンダーが入って手帳にご自身のカレンダーかもしれないけど、さっさと書いてます。だいたい今、どうでしょうかね、読んでるのは月に200冊よりはちょっと少ないかなと思うんですが、平均したら170冊前後ぐらいかな。大体年2000冊ぐらいの別に思うんですけど、そんなに時間かけてないで、一日読んでるだけでは決して早いんです。 もうすごく早いので、それは、でもやっぱり、長年のそれは結果ですが、もう、大学1年入った時に、やっぱり平均読書速度が1時間60ページでしたので、別に、特に早いとも遅いとも言えないので、60ページぐらいの皆さんも言わないことはないと思う。これが最初60ページぐらいだったの70ページぐらいだった、80ページぐらいだった、100ページ、120ページぐらいだった。まあまあ、自分で時間設定してくれでも、同じようにやって、でも、それが大事なんです。だんだんこう、波及効果というか、だんだんいろんな物事がたやすくなっていくので、後になると、最初難しいんですけど、慣れてきて、熟練してくると、速度も上がるし、知ってることも多くなるので、速くなってくるし、それからその途中で仕事能力が上がってくるのね、仕事の仕方を身につける。で仕事の仕方が分かってくると、こういう知的な講演でもですね、やっぱりマスターしていくのが非常に短期間でマスターできる。ですから今日も知的体力増強法ですけど、一つはそうした、知的な吸収能力、消化能力ですね。消化能力の高い頭脳を作り上げる必要があるということが一つ。人はちょっとアップアップいって消化できなくなるんですけど、消化能力の高いものを作り上げると同時にですね、アウトプットですね。それを知的に消化したのは今度は生産物、何らかの生産性、あるいは企画や仕事や、あるいは話や何でもいいんですけれども、そうアウトプット、生産のものを見せつけていくことが大事だということですね。この時にアウトプットしているとき、自分が勉強したことを出していくときに、大事なポイントはね、出し惜しみしないということですよ。今自分こんな大事なことを学んだから、これ、隠してじーっと持ってよと思うんだけど、ダメです。それやったらダメですからね。一番大事な勉強して、大事なことを勉強したと思ったら、それを喋るなり書くなり、アウトプットしてください。そして自分の一番いいものがなくなったと思うかもしれませんけど、それはシンプルしては作らないと、新しいものが入ってこないんです。いいものを、人の最高のものを、自分の最高を持っている最高のものを出す努力してください。そして空っぽになりますので、新しいものが必ず入ってきます。ですから私も出し惜しみはしてません。学んでいるものの中で、今感じて考えているところ、悟っているところで一番大事だと思うものをいつも出しています。で、将来それからつけるなんて言うと、全然どうしても考えないしてません。一番いいものを出すことです。そしたらまた新しくいいものが出来上がってきます。これを出すのを忘れてじっと持っていると、その知的排泄をしないとダメになって入らないんです。逆に大事に持ってて出さないでいると入らなくなってきます。排泄と食べるのと排泄と一緒でしょ。一緒なんです。これは出さなきゃいけないんですね。それが大事です。生産性を高めると同時に吸収力も高まってきますね。新しく学ぼうとしたら出さなきゃいけないです。学んだものを喋るなり、書くなり、仕事で使うなり、何らかの形で発表していくことが大事です。
Thank you very much. So that's why the missionary work is very important. Right? You have to talk about it. And then if you give, for example, this book, then he or she might say like, what is that book? The main point, main topic. You can say something? Maybe yes, talking about the reflection, but he will say, oh, what is the point of the reflection then? How you explain about it? If you have no idea, please read this again. Okay, so for example, he may ask you, what is the content of this book? Seems like a cult, like Messiah himself. It's I cannot believe it, what he said. I cannot believe that kind of things like Messiah because Jesus Christ said, in the end of this world, then there are many like false Jesus Christ will come. Then what you will say? What does it mean? What this Kyoten teach you? If you have no idea, please read this again. Okay? So because for the normal people to say Messiah is a very challengeable, right? And then if you cannot answer it, you will lose that credit. That's why, and you need to read it through. If you read it through 10 times, you can answer anything, even if it's not correct at all, but you can answer it. So for example, Messiah means fight is with totalitarianism. Like that. There are many definition in this book. Messiah means to remove the people's suffering setbacks. Messiah means the leader of political activities to change the world. You can say anything, but along with his words. But if you don't have any knowledge, or this is a great book, that's not a good idea. You can explain. To do so, you need to read it through at least 10 times. Okay, then anyway, aim to read 2,000 books a year. Surprising, right? And then that is his attitude. So I don't read more than 200 books a month. I think I read around 170 books on average. On average. And then, based on this, you can estimate that I read about 2,000 books a year as of May 2018. But that is like as of May 2018. That number increases gradually every year. I don't know how many now, but increases. Anyway, but I don't spend much time reading, right? Always he makes speeches and also going out and watch the movies and also meet someone and edit his own books or something like that. He's busier than anyone, but he read 170 books on average a month. Approximately 200 books a month. So I simply read very fast. This is a result of years of training. Yes, actually. That was 1988 or something, or 89, maybe 89, 1989. Sorry, please keep confidential. But coincidentally, I met him in the coffee shop, cafe. And I was sit down where I was like a rakugo comedian. And then my style is very like artistic, colorful. So the broken jeans and wear something strange, weird. But at the time, and I tried to take a tea or coffee, and that's like a tablet newspaper I read in the coffee shop. And then, so that is like gossip newspaper. And then suddenly I feel big light behind me, like earthquakes happen. Inner voice says, "Be careful." What's happening? I look back on that. I realized Master Okawa sit down. I'm here, and another desk, and then their desk, with piles of books, like this height. Then maybe secretly, his secretary sit down in front of him. That is a lady. That was a lady. And then he started reading many books, like piles of books. Then, like this, turn page like this, and with pen, red pen, I remember, like this speed. With pen, with underline. I was very surprised at it. That's why I can guarantee you this is not like a lie or pretend. This is true story. I witnessed that. So that's surprising. But he said very, very humbly, result of years of training. He confessed that when he was college, he can read 60 pages an hour. That is very average, right? Even if everyone can do it. But 6 or 7 books a day, I don't think everyone can do it. So, and then also, he said, he has a very favorite books, not only new books, maybe new books 6 or 7 a day, but favorite books like 3 or 4 or 5, something like that. a day. Totally more than 10 a day. But he worked hard for editing the books and compose music and also conduct like a movie or something like that. And then running the published company and also NGO and also have a meeting with disciples about management like that and have a sermon. But anyway, when taking in an increasing amount of knowledge, people normally become overwhelmed and fail to digest all the information. So you need to train your brain to develop a greater ability to digest the knowledge. Yes, not only read it, digest. Digest means take it in your brain. And then another way to power up your intellectual strength is to output the knowledge you have digested. And then that's why I already decided to make the speech no contents. Of course, I prepare, but always read his comment and saying something without preparation. That is my style because I always read at least 1 or 2 books a day. Then some other books like this one, maybe at least 2 books a day, very honestly. And then this one, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, I read this one. Whenever the most busiest day for me, I read this one. And Tuesday, Thursday, I always read other book, at least 1 or 2, totally 2 or 3, including Rose of Messiah. So once a week, I try to read this one in English. So that happens. And then, but anyway, so not only read those books, but you can get a lot of information. But if you have a certain aim or hope or dreams in your mind, those becomes nutrition for your soul. Then you can use it in front of the people, even if you cannot try to memorize. I don't think you don't need try to memorize all the time. Just give them the underlines or stick some sticky note, and then it's enough. Naturally, you can remember very important point without big efforts. So anyway, it is important to output what you digest in form of a product, whether through a project, work, or lecture, thereby producing more value. Means if you have a loving mind, naturally those information, knowledge, or wisdom you can give it into people naturally without preparation. Okay, so the loving mind is very important to do output. So if you want to just pretend I am a genius or I'd like to proud my knowledge, and then I'm a greater person than any other audience, something like that. Just humbly try to share your wisdom through reading those books. So that is very important. And also listening to music and poems and songs, that is also important because that cultivates your mind. That can change your mindset from rough one to loving one. Anyway, so then going to the next one. 4th point. Yes, actually, he said, I talked about how you can become a millionaire in the years to come. This is the last point of this lecture. Okay, so reading books can make you millionaire. That is a way. Thank you very much. That is a way to gain the real wisdom. Yes, aim to be millionaire because wisdom can make fortune. So please listen to that.
お金持ちになる方法を実は今解いたんですよ。皆さんがそれを自分からキャッチしていない。私が言ったことを実践すると実はお金持ちになれるんです。本当はなれるんです。その仕事においても、他の面においても、なれる方法を実は今解いたんですが、本当は全部マスターなさってないんです。まあ、どっかの部分を取り出しただけでも、成功や道はおそらく開けるかなと思います。
Okay, thank you. Very short. But that is a conclusion of second chapter. Okay, so he's talking about how to so ingest your knowledge and wisdom and ingest the knowledge and wisdom. That is a thing. But if you repeatedly, very fast, ingest and ingest repeatedly, that can make great fortune, asset, and money. Why? Because people can give you the great appreciate very well. Then they will come to you to buy something, put money to you because they appreciate your effort, what you produce. So this is very important. Don't try to take money from others. But if you provide something valuable, that becomes a great entity. So, for example, even if you are just a shopkeeper, but if your attitude is very good and kind and knowledgeable, so your customer will appreciate you, then buy something from you. That becomes a very important point. So that means that how you can become a millionaire in the years to come through reading books. Okay, reading books actually not only get knowledge. Reading books cultivating your mind from rough vibration to loving vibration. Okay, and then you can truly grow rich by practicing what I have described here. Means reading books every day, and then I taught the ways to become a successful person at work and in other aspects of life as well. I believe you have yet to master them all. Even practicing a fragment of what I have described will certainly put you on the way to success. So, maybe some of you already realize, but some of you not yet. If not, please try. First, try to read 1 chapter a day, okay? Then 2 chapters a day, and 3 chapters a day. Don't rush. If you don't read not many books, it's difficult to read a book a day, but see the result. I used to be, maybe still now, not so smart person, but that can change my life. This is the evidence. I myself is the evidence. Okay, now I can read 2 or 3 books a day, even if very busy. But and the speed, my reading speed like very fast, faster than before. Like when I was young, of course I read like same as Master Okawa, like 60 or 70 pages a day, like that, or pages a 1 hour. But as a result of training, I can read 1 book within 15 minutes or 30 minutes. So I can have like a very small space in the day. I can read this through 1 book because if it's already I read, that will take 15 minutes. Even if it's a very new book, that's 30 minutes or 40 minutes at the longest. So that's why I can read it through. But anyway, this is a training. You can do it. Just read it every day. Then you can grab a hint how to read it through very faster. But the more you read books, the faster your reading speed becomes. That's I can guarantee. Anyway, this becomes a great asset for you. So, chapter 3, the last chapter. The power of the perseverance. Power of the perseverance. That is the third power you can get today. One is power of imagination. What you imagine in your mind will manifest as it is. Second point, to have a great imagination or strategy, you need to read many, many books. And then third point, the power of perseverance. Mind and strategies to keep succeeding. So, and then judging your abilities within a short time frame is not necessarily the royal road to understanding life. It is a mere introduction to the study of life. That's true. So whenever you are very young, maybe you get success and failure both. But even if you get a big success in your younger days, don't proud it. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Or still you have a bigger mission. But if you become a very conceited, the life will be end, ruined. That's why don't proud of it. And then look for a higher way. Then occasionally simplify things and remind yourself of your starting point. When you have nothing in your younger days, no guest, no customer, no money, what you want to aim to be, what you wanted to aim to do. So ask yourself the first mind starting point when you are 23, 24, 22, like after graduating from college or university, or when you come here, UK, what do you think? What did you think? And what did you aim to be or aim to do? Always ask yourself, why I am here? Why I started this business? And then you must have started from scratch, right? No customer, no money, but have a big ambition inside. So please remember it. And then continued success requires perseverance rather than talent. Maybe many of people thinks talent rather than perseverance, but not that. Because talented people, there are many talented people, but they easily give up. Then they have a very miserable life, even if they have a very, very good talent, gifted. You know the result of the gifted people. Most of them forget about their gift and become very miserable life. But even from the ordinary people who have not been educated very well and have no asset to achieve your goal, but get success. Why? Because they don't give up. So this is the point. People who got success, whoever, has never give up. But people who become very miserable easily give up. So this is the turning point for your life. That's why don't give up your aim. For example, this year, Master Okawa totally and definitely declared that this year is the most important year. And we aim to spread 10,000 books. But if we give up, that is. So far, we already spread around like 200 or something. But it's not enough at all, right? And then we need more books. And then, so if we can cooperate with each other and pray every day and read many books and Rose of Messiah and also other books and also have a mind perseverance, we can achieve. So the difficulty of making continuous efforts in ordinary life, yes, this is also true. Yeah, in the special situation, we can have fighting spirit, right? In the difficult situation, it's easier than ordinary occasion. But when nothing happen, nothing special happen in the daily life, I mean, just wake up as usual, going to somewhere to work, and then come back to your house, At that time, it is difficult. Keep your mind, motivation high. So this will happen. That's why this is very important point. Making continuous efforts in ordinary life. Nothing special there. So this is the point. Normal people becomes ruin and very becomes very lazy in daily life. Only when special things happen. If you got a huge debt, you can have like a very big fighting spirit. But if you have no debt and also enough money to have food and sustain your life and the family members, at that time, they easily forget and also give up. That's why this is very important. Then, fifth point, perseverance as a resource of success. Yes. If you have a power of perseverance, most important points, doing routine every day to achieve goal. Like, for example, for religious leader, to pray every day, to meditate on every day, reading sutras every day. Yes. You may think this is very easy, but keep or continue this training, live through as spoken by Buddha, and have time to meditate and practice self-reflection every day. It's bored, right? Boring. Many people feel very bored. It's bored. So that's why easily like watch YouTube or reading other comic books and also watching TV and special football match or something like that. And then laughing it and have beer and also chatting with your wife or husband and then, already 12, let's going to bed. Like that happen. To stick to yourself is the most difficult part because no one is watching over you. That's why power of perseverance will be tested when no one watch over you. No one accuses you. At that time, you will be tested. So, but even if no one watch you or no one inspect you, but you can do very ordinary routine, reading books as you already targeted, like 2 books a day or something like that, and then pray every day in the morning and night, and also going out to meet someone to spread the truth, and then to make a good life. Always think about next step like that. Then those very routine work, yes, maybe if it's like a first day, you can do it, right? First trial. But second day, third day, maybe fourth day, you will give up naturally without making any excuses or saying like, today is a special day because I met many people still already become 12 midnight. Okay, I will give up today. But only way to sustain your good habit is no excuse at all. Don't say special excuse, special occasion. No matter what happens, if you can continue that way, that habit becomes your own. This is the only way to get a good habit in your daily life. So this is the power of perseverance. That means power of good habit in your life. Okay, you understand? So going to next. To conclude today's one. Again, let's read the guide for the mind, the way to make the most of yourself. That is the last one, guide for the mind. Then, please read through and confirm that what is the mission. Okay. First, I will read it for you, and then I will give you the 5 minutes to complete it. A guide for the mind. Number 3. The way to make the most of yourself. The world population is continuing to increase. Does this mean the value of your life is decreasing day by day? No, it cannot be. No, it should not be. Now is the time for many talented, brave men and women to rise. New gods to be must be born into this world. To put it another way, there is an urgent need to nurture future-oriented leaders. Do not expect too much from the government or the public offices. Innovation does not arise from sticking to past principles and avoiding challenges. Train your mind. Read the stories of great figures of the past and hear the cries of their souls. You yourself must become a lighthouse in the dark night. People who aspire to rise high toward heaven are what the world needs now. Prove yourself as a child of God. This is a way to make the most of yourself. To be a greater person. This is essential to have power of imagination and have the intellectual strength. And then lastly, this is most important, to have good habit. That means the power of perseverance. So please, if you want to become a greater person who can be described in the future as a hero, then please think of those 3 powers. Have you ever had enough time to meditate and practice the power of mind, imagination? Have you ever read many books so far to gain wisdom? How many books you read already? If you already read more than 1,000, that is the very first level. If you have already read more than 2,000, you have intelligence. But if you have read already 10,000, you can become a genius. If you read more than 10,000, you can get 500 favorite books. So to get favorite books 500, you need to read more than 10,000 books. So please contemplate those words. To be a hero, I will give you 5 minutes. He gave, thank you very much, President, your contribution. He gave us this great poet because he expects us to be the gods to be, right? Can you believe in that? I am a god to be who can change the world. So now is the time because the big crisis happened. And then Master Okawa revealed a new spiritual message. That is the CFO of Huawei. Huawei, that is a computer company in China. Huawei, you know Huawei. Yeah, and then Huawei.
What's that mean?
Yeah, computer company in China.
They're called what?
Huawei.
Oh, yeah.
Huawei.
Understand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the CFO, her guardian spirits. That will reveal the next week maybe. But the her guardian spirits come to Master Okawa, confess the sin. What do you think?
It's the Canadian woman.
Canadian, yeah, she was arrested in Canada. Like maybe 3 years ago, I think, 21, 19 or 18. So then she confessed that sin, that is, I was forced by Chinese government to create coronavirus in my company, our facility, our factory. Because no one imagined computer company create coronavirus. That's why Chinese government forced us, computer company, not the medical company, computer company, create create a new type of coronavirus as a special team. That was confessed by her guardian spirits. That becomes big news. That secretly, and happy signs through that FBI, CIA, and other Western government. I don't know how they react that. Because Xi Jinping already declared that new type of coronavirus that's much stronger than other coronavirus will be spread by CCP, Chinese Communist Party, after Olympic. Then now going on, the Olympic is going on until 20. Then after that, 2 weeks, the Paralympic will be held. Maybe beginning of the March, the stronger coronavirus will be spread all over the world. That's why Master said, I will not allow that. Then he already had a conference with space people, as we learned last week. And then he tried to stop it. They catch the great information from CFO of computer company. The coronavirus created by Chinese government in the factory of computer company. That is a fact. We need to stop it. Spread distance. That's why next week we will have a movie showing. But at the same time, maybe Sunday or Saturday, we will do the spread activities, and the Liberty, the magazine, will give us the great flyer for that. Fact is, coronavirus was created in the factory of computer company. Mm-hmm. So, and then unfortunately, it's very popular, the computer of Huawei, right? And then they can export those computers with not computer virus, with coronavirus. That is a way to spread the coronavirus all over the world. Yes, with computer, they export, not the computer virus, but real virus, chemical weapon. Then once they open the box, computer coming out, but at the same time, coronavirus coming out. All right, that is a great strategy, isn't it? But anyway, so that's why he said we need more gods to be. To stop that. New gods to be must be born into this one. There is an urgent need to nurture future-oriented leaders. Do not expect too much from government or public offices. Yes, they try to compromise always. And even the Mr. Biden tried to compromise. That is, his strategy is very stupid because he tried to attack Russia. No meaning at all, right? And then I dare tell him, why don't you attack China instead of Russia? It's not clever at all. But anyway, to conclude today's one, I will show you. But afterward, you may have. This is also a great message from Master Ryuho Okawa. Please read it through. This book, in a way, is a theory of success. Yes. If you acquire the 3 powers from this Kyoten, you can become successful. You cannot rely on like internet business or something like that. You can rely on this book instead. Then you can get a big success, and he said, millionaire. Okay, but because it is based on my own abilities, experiences, it can be interpreted differently depending on the leader's abilities, talents, and experiences, and on the environments they find themselves in. So don't separate religious activities and business activities. Based on religious training, big success, a way to being millionaire will be built up. Then, love is necessary to become a creative person. That is a very important point. Love is necessary to become a creative person. Love. If you don't love, you cannot continue your effort. Because of love, you can continue your effort. So, and then keep training yourself. Without love, you cannot continue. So, I don't have any will to continue the spiritual training for the sake of myself. And I don't care about me at all. But I'd like to take care of the others instead. So that's why this is a big motivation. Love is the biggest and the strongest motivation to continue spiritual training. And then that is routine. Continue routine is the most difficult part of your life, right? And then only when you are determined to make others happy will you have the strong will to find time, right? Reason why you cannot find time to read books and pray and meditation because you don't think others. You don't think of others. You don't think from the bottom of your heart to think of others' happiness. If you think of others' happiness from the bottom of your heart, so you can continue. You can encourage yourself. So anyway, and then to crystallize wisdom and to make continuous steady efforts, you will find time crystallize wisdom and to make continuous steady efforts. Money can buy your time and books, but not all people with riches become intelligent, creative people. That is also true. If you have money, sometimes you say, like, if I have much money, enough money, I can dedicate my money to Rodel Cantare or work for Happy Science more. But actually, those people who are very rich cannot do it because, he said, rather they are more apt to become lazy. Yes. Maybe you experience, when you have time, what you will do? Just be lazy, right? But always complain, I have no time, I have no money. But if you have time, maybe you just take a nap and enjoy your meal and also spend money for good meal, something like that. But it is fun. Nevertheless, you can find the secrets to enriching your life by becoming a creative person. So I believe this book, Kyoten, that is how to become a creative person. So this book will be the power to change your future because you already know 3 types of power. Then each and every good book I encountered has made me what I am today. He again emphasized that read good books every day. And then, because that becomes a big motivation. So in the same way, I pray this will be a life-changing book that will help my readers crave out a brighter future. This book can give you the greater future. So, but as long as enthusiastically, if you read this through, not only one time, at least 3 times. So, and Ryuho Okawa, Master and CEO of Happy Science Group. So anyway, this concludes today's one. But to practice those 3 powers, now, next week, this week, from Friday, we will show them the newest movie. Please bring as many as possible. That is a spiritual training. Not only intelligent or information or knowledge. If you want to make those learnings into wisdom, practice it through this training. That is Cherry Bushido. I will show you English, not English subtitle, English voiceover version of trailer. But I don't think they completed the English voiceover version, the movie one, but trailer completed.
Our Japanese Yamato spirit has died.
One day, one lifetime is our family motto. What does that mean?
Every day you wake up, you should thank heaven that you are alive. Consider today to be the last day of your life.
日本の源流に行き着く武士道の精神。
Remember, you always have to see what is beyond winning.
この国に残された時間はわずか。
Sonora is planning a missile test for the Pacific Ocean. That is, sir. It's for the future of Japan. Please make a decision.
The great demon of Hades?
Someone from the spirit world is controlling them. I know you can protect this country.
If that is my mission,
Sincerity has the power to move the hearts of all people.
You will find courage for the first time only when you are ready to die. There's no use risking your life to protect this country. 今、日本の未来をかけた戦いが始まる。
He is a samurai who gave his life in order to protect this country.
愛の武女子、紅武士道。
Okay, to change the knowledge and wisdom today you got, please list up who you want to invite to the movie. Okay, then practice it. So no matter how many people, that's okay. And also, this week we have a movie showing from Friday. I'd like you to become a volunteer members to spread the flyers outside and also doing a reception or treating the people. Okay, and then we can get a great success. We only played last week through the Kigan prayer. I believe this movie can become a great hit in this country also. To do so, we aim to get more than 200 people, at least. So, and let's aim to get more people to invite this. So that biggest benefit they can get from this movie is courage to fight with evil. So that is the main theme. When you watch it, you can feel, I have courage to stop evil. Even the young lady did it. Okay, so please watch it first and then invite many people. Not only 3 days, 18th, 19th, 20th, but also other date or other time you can take. If they say, I have no time this weekend, but other date or other time you can invite them. Well, thank you very much for joining us today. And then you can refer those books to understand today's one, to become a creative person, Miracle of Meditation. And also, this music already sold. Inside of this music, that is song celebrating Lord God. Okay, you can find. So, way to train yourself. And what is a belief? What is a faith? And then, those are also good books. Login, the Buddha's mystical power, the true eightfold path. Okay, through those books, you can gain the power, 3 powers. One is power of imagination, another is power of intellectual, and the power of perseverance. Okay, thank you very much for joining. Have a great day. Thank you. And from 5:10, we will have a discussion time. So please come back by then. Thank you. So thank you very much for joining us. Sorry, troubles in the internet, and I will improve it. But anyway, we will have a discussion time from 5:10. Please join through the Zoom channel. Okay, thank you.